Everybody, welcome back. April 11th, National Cheese Fondue Day. We're making fondue today. I know we had a fondue day a couple months ago. We did a chocolate fondue and we went to a place that specializes in fondue. But today I thought, what the hell, it's cheese, it's a fondue, let's give it a shot. I didn't run out and buy a fondue pot, as luck would have it. My mom happened to have one. And she probably, knowing her, used it once in however many years she's had this pot. So we broke it out and we said, hey, let's give it a try. So we have all our stuff here that we need. It's like 9 or 10 ingredients. Seems really easy. Fingers crossed. We got a bunch of stuff to dip in our cheese fondue. We got some apples and some different kinds of breads and some broccoli and cauliflower. We're just going to try a bunch of different stuff in our cheese fondue. So let's hope that it comes out as good as we're hoping it does. Alrighty, let me show you what you need today. You need a fondue pot if you're going to do this one. So I guess you're going to have to bite the bullet and go buy one if you really think it's something that you'd like to try. Or maybe you already have one. So let's do this recipe. Be right back. Okay, for our cheese fondue today, we need half a pound of Swiss cheese shredded, a half a pound of Gruyere cheese shredded. We need 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1 garlic clove peeled, a cup of dry white wine, a tablespoon of lemon juice, a tablespoon of Kirsch or cherry brandy, a half a teaspoon of dry mustard, and a pinch of nutmeg. You're also going to need some stuff to dip, vegetables, bread, whatever you like. Alrighty, so let's get started. First we're going to take our 2 cheeses, our Swiss and our Gruyere, and we're going to put that into a bowl, one big bowl, because what you're going to want to do with this is you're going to want to coat it with your cornstarch. So just sprinkle your cornstarch and mix this all together. So you basically want to coat your cheese with the cornstarch, okay? For what reason? I don't know. Not sure. It's probably meant to be as a thickener. You know, and maybe it just mixes better when it's on the cheese. I don't know. Maybe it keeps the cheese floating. I don't know. We don't know. We just follow the directions. It tells us to do something and we do it. And then if it sucks, we fix it. Oh, I just spilled some cheese on the floor. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. So there's our mixed cheese. And then the next thing you're going to do is take your fondue pot. And I took a clove of garlic and I cut it in half, and take the cut side so it's kind of wet, and you're basically supposed to rub this all on the inside of your fondue pot. I guess just to give the essence of garlic without the actual garlic. But I would like the pieces of garlic in it. I don't know. I don't know why they don't want you to use the garlic. But anyway, I'm rubbing the garlic all on the inside of the pot. Okay. So I rubbed my garlic inside my pot. I lit my sterno underneath. Okay, so we're going to start warming this up. Now we're going to add to our pot our white wine, which is kind of a lot of white wine, and our lemon juice. Okay, those are our first 2 ingredients we're going to add to this. Okay, and then what you want, it takes a little time, so be patient to warm this up gradually. You can see the steam is starting to come off it now. You want to get this to a simmer, your wine and lemon juice mixture, and then little by little you're going to add your cheese and just keep adding your cheese and adding your cheese till you get all of this in there. Seems like a lot. I hope that pot is big enough. It should be. And I hope there's enough liquid. I don't know, it just seems like a weird, not enough liquid to cheese ratio, but we do what they tell us to do. Alrighty, little by little, just take, a little bit at a time and just incorporate it in. It'll melt little by little, okay? Put some in, let it melt, add some more, let it melt, add some more. Okay, see you when it's melted, and we're going to add our last 3 ingredients, okay? Ready. And then it takes a long while, about a half hour or so on this little burner to melt this down, but supposedly that's what you want, is to slow melt your cheese. So as you can see, it's a nice smooth consistency. That's what you want. I mean, you got to stir it every now and then too, because you want to make sure you're not burning your cheese on the bottom. Okay, so our last couple ingredients, we're going to add our dry mustard, our Kirsch liqueur or cherry brandy. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know if you're supposed to flambe this thing. And your pinch of nutmeg. Okay, so you're just going to mix this in, incorporate this into our cheese. And we're just going to let it simmer just another minute or 2 longer. In the meantime, I'm going to prep our dippers, our stuff that we're going to dip into this, and we're going to try this when we come back and see if it's all it's cracked up to be. Alrighty? I mean, it looks pretty good, don't it? It's cheese! Be right back. Alrighty, so now when you do fondue, as you can see, we put a little plate together. I got some pumpernickel, I have some tomato focaccia, I have some cauliflower and some broccoli, which I steamed because I didn't want to do raw vegetables in this. I figured I'd rather do the other way. I still think this looks a little too thick for what it's supposed to be, but that's what the recipe said. So, alrighty, I'm just going to take a piece of something. The cool thing about this too is comes with this lid that you put on here, and it holds your little forks in there. And for those of you that have never fondued, there's little colored tips on the ends, because if you have a couple people, I mean, the idea is to put this in the middle of a table and have a bunch of people, and you're having wine and cheese, and I mean, that's the whole thing. But I didn't invite anybody over, so I'm gonna have to eat this whole pot and have a heart attack at some point during the night. But the cool thing is it has these colored tips, so everybody knows which spear is theirs, and you know. Okay, so I'm gonna let's do some bread first. We'll take a little piece of focaccia, and you dunk it into your seeds. It seems like it's a little too stringy, but it's supposed to be more creamy, I thought. Like a sauce, more saucy than actual stringy cheesy, but it's cheese, who cares? I don't know if it's too hot. Man, that's got some good flavor to it. That little bit of mustard in there really just gives it a really nice flavor. And the wine, and oh yeah, the 2 cheeses, really, really good. Now I wish I would have invited a whole bunch of people over to help eat this. But, you know, you do what you gotta do. Alright. I don't know if my mom's going to get this fondue pot back or not. I may decide to keep it, since she never uses it anyway, and I'm kind of digging it. Alrighty, now the idea, like I was starting to say before, the idea is you're supposed to put this like in the middle of a table, and you're all having wine, and you leave the fire going because it keeps it melted. Obviously, if you take it off the heat, it's probably going to reharden right away, you know, or gradually, and then it's going to be harder to actually dip. As you can see, it still was very stringy, so we might leave it on just for a little while longer, but I wanted to give it a taste and see, and I can't wait to try it with the other breads and the vegetable stuff. Now, you can do whatever you want for your veggies. You know, some people like to do the raw vegetables, the broccoli, and the, you know, you can cut up some peppers or whatever you like and dunk it into this cheese. But it's got a really nice flavor to it. I think you'll really like it. Alrighty, if you have a fondue pot, get it out. Make this one National Cheese Fondue Day. See you tomorrow.